Yo, all right, guys. I just want to say I'm not at my usual setup right now, so if it's kind of choppy, that's why. But I wanted to get a video for you guys, so I recorded on my friend's computer. But dude, I was reading a couple webtoons and I'm listening to this shit, and this shit would not happen IRL. I don't get what people who write webtoons are thinking. Like, if they did any of this shit in America, it would either get jumped, it would either create a new school shooter, which is a crazy thing to say, but it would probably happen, or the parents would literally step in. See, my problem with let me dive into a webtoon real quick. So most of these bully revenge manga webtoons, right? You have the bully, right? Let's just call him Jacob. And Jacob, he just don't like let's call the person getting bullied Billy. Jacob just doesn't like Billy because he exists. Because he woke up one day and he was like, nah, Billy a bum. So he goes over there, he's like, Billy, give me your money. Come here and take this, blah 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 blah. He wakes up, he pours water on his face. He puts him in a swirl. He does all of this. He will literally walk up in the middle of a classroom and jump him in front of the teacher, and the teacher would not do anything about it because he's the richest kid at the school. And that, oh yeah, because it's always the richest kid in the school, by the way, because he's the richest kid in the school and he controls the entire school. So if they mess with him, he'll lose all the funding. And I'm listening to this shit and I'm just like, dude, are you fucking serious? None of the parents exist in bully mangas, dude. Like, yeah, maybe the school wouldn't step in because they stepped in. Oh my gosh, they would lose all their funding. But do you also understand that if half the school is leaving with fucking black eyes, then obviously the police or child protective services will pull up to the school. And it's like and even then, the characters in these schools just be trash. The characters be trash. My problem with all these mangas is they don't exist. You might say, bro, how do these characters not exist? If you take them away from the MC, what happens? Nothing. Nothing. They only exist to torment the MC. Without the MC existing, they don't do anything meaningful in the verse. They don't have their own arcs. They don't show that they're a real ass nigga. They just show, hey, when the MC's around, I need to be a dickhead. You wanna know how you can make that story better? You wanna know how you can make these stories actually realistic instead of just some slop? What you do, right? You make the characters, right? You can make the character a bully. You don't need to make him have a bad plot. You don't need to make him look realistic or traumatized. Even though mostly IRL bullies happen, I'm not excusing the bullies, but it's usually because they have like trauma at home or they're not getting attention or some bullshit, right? It doesn't excuse it, but that's probably why. But you could just make him an evil ass dude. But you gotta make him a real evil ass dude. For example, he wake up and he just like fighting niggas. And he like bullying people. He just like expressing his power. And you can make every single one of his scenes with the MC, him just getting his ass beat. But off screen, let him have his own couple screen time. Let this, bro. This game is so peak. By the way, this is my second slot on this game. I don't know how people like don't mess with Neon Knights. It's really good. But like, for example, off screen from the MC, he could be shown running up into a building, beating up 5 people at once, just going crazy. Boom, 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 boom. He's actually a threat. He's actually a real supervillain, and he just beating up people for fun. He has his own plot, and you might say that's not good character development, but at least he's a character. In any of these bully mangas, their only existence on planet Earth is to traumatize the MC, and when the MC isn't around, they do absolutely nothing with their life. That's it. That's it. And it sucks because no bully IRL would genuinely go to your house and set it on fire because they felt bad. No bully IRL would do that. No bully would pop up in your class with 20 students, jump you, pour water on your face, and then make you bark on camera. Like, what are you talking about, bro? And I know stories aren't supposed to be realistic, but it has to have a point of realism in it, or the story is just gonna be slop, dude. If the story doesn't make sense, nobody can actually rock with the story. Do you get what I'm trying to tell you? Do you get what I'm trying to tell you, dude? If you don't make the characters actually do realistic shit, You can make them not act realistic. You can make them beat up 6 people at once, but you need to humanize the characters. And humanizing the characters doesn't just automatically mean, hey, oh, I gotta make the characters be sad and oh, blah, 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 blah. Like humanizing and empathizing, two completely different things. It's just you guys will leave blank slates on the paper, and then this is what's gonna happen. MC, he gets bullied all of his life. And then one day, he starts training for all of summer break after graduation. He comes back after summer break. He's all buff. He's 6 feet. And he got a peanut butter complexion with a BBC too. So now he's like, oh yeah, I'm about to crack down on all these people. He go up to one of his bullies, beat him up. He go to the second bully, he beat him up too. And every single bully that he was talking to, there is all these evil, conniving people with no plot, no backstory, nothing on them. When they do get a backstory, it's just them being abused as a child, and they want you to sympathize with them, and then they try to turn him into a good guy. So it's just like, it's some slop. It's some slop. You just watch some revenge porn. It's literally just revenge porn. He goes in there, he kills everybody, and now it's like, oh my god, oh my god. And they're trying to gradually make you love and glaze the MC for going down and tracking down all of his bullies, bro. Like, I'm not gonna care. Listen, if the bullies are all just blank slates, I'm not gonna care. Maybe the first manga I ever read, and I'm just like, oh, these guys are horrible human beings. Go punish these people. Yeah, for sure, because that's the first one I ever read. But after the 13th copy and paste manga where it's no improvement, no changing to the story, I'm going to want improvement for the characters. I want actual realistic plots because none of this would ever happen. Even if you train, listen, the guy could train for 6 months straight for summer break. And everybody else, they don't show what the actual bullies are doing. The bullies, you think that now that school is over, they ain't gonna be doing nothing? The bullies, they could be they could be in a gang. That's it. They could go and be in a gang and they go and kill people for fun. The entire summer, they're just going and killing people. So now the whole arc, right? The MC comes back, he's tough, he beats up some minor bullies he was talking to, and then the main bully crew comes up and he's like, oh, you think you tough? You think you tough? Boom! He gets beat up because there's no way that in 6 months this guy could just beat up on his bullies. And I'm not saying I want the bullies to win. I just want an actual, realistic, good plot. So then, now that he got beat up again, he's practicing, he's training. Boom, 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 boom. The bully's still on his life, but he doesn't consider him a threat. He's just doing whatever he wants to do. While the MC, he's actually in their fields trying to get that revenge. And then when he finally does get that revenge, everybody that was hyping it up, and he finally beats down on all of his bullies one by one, it'll actually make the plot feel like, it'll make it feel earned instead of just revenge porn where he just wakes up on one Saturday morning and just wakes up in his pure 6-foot muscle complexion body and beats up all of his allies like it was nothing. Like, and then we forget that they have trauma? Like, dude, I know I'm going on a rant. I know I usually don't even talk about manhwas in this video. It's just like, I just need to talk about it, right? But like, if you getting, what they be doing, they be burning down their houses, putting fires to his face, stubbing out cigarettes on their arm. Even if the characters get stronger, right? Even if the characters were strong, even if the characters did change, right? And he just woke up in a 6-foot complexion body. None of this would have mattered if the characters in the first place are like, hey, he beat my ass for 8 months straight. Just because I woke up in this super senior of a body doesn't mean I'm going to have all that trauma relisted from my brain. If he was able to beat me up and his friends beat me up for 8 months straight, it's gonna take way more than you waking up to conquer that trauma. And no, most mangas, they don't want to dive into that. They don't want to show the inner complexities of it. They just want, oh no, I wake up one day and now I Superman. Like, bro, that shit is ass, bro. That shit is fucking ass. They never do anything good with the plot. I just want to read one good revenge manga, bruh. One good one. I know I haven't read a lot. I've only read like five of them, and I quit like halfway through it because it's all the same shit. And I swear to God, the best thing about it, dude, is that they be having the best plots ever. All revenge mangas have I mean, not best plots, best art ever. The fight scenes are beautiful. They're amazingly choreographed. But that's the only good thing about them. They all are ass. If you actually just get rid of the eye candy and just look at it from like a pure analytical perspective, because when I was raised, I was reading mangas, I was reading novels, but manhwas, they're like quick on the go, and I could just pick them up at any time. So I'm like, okay, let me start getting into manhwas. But every single manhwa is just some slop ass. Oh my god, it fucking sucks. It and my Wi-Fi is some slop ass too. Holy shit. But let me go back into it. I went on that little tangent for a second. So like imagine the first couple arcs, he's stronger than him because he woke up in his BBC body. He's stronger, he's faster, but he can't do it because he's still scared of him. He's still scared of everything that they did, and he just doesn't believe that just because he got this new body, just because he got this new strength, that he could win because of everything that they did to them for all of these years. And the story for the first arc is obviously not going to be like this the entire story, but the first arc is him trying to overcome that fear, trying to overcome the PTSD that these bullies left inside of him. And then eventually, when he does overcome that PTSD and realizes that he was stronger than them the entire time and that it was his own weakness holding him back, it will feel amazing. It will feel earned. And that fight would have been one of the best. It didn't even need to be good in art style wise, because it would have been one of the best physical fights in all of the show, in all of the manga, bro. It would have been peak because it's actually good plot. It's good plot, but no, you just want to add more slop, and slop, and even excluding all of these fighting manhwas, bro, and revenge manhwas. Can we talk about how they be rolling with gangs, how they be raiding buildings, how because all these bully revenge manhwas, as soon as they start killing the bullies, it just turns into gang wars. It did it with Lookism. It did it with Viral Hit. It did it with basically any manhwa like that. It just turns into gang wars. And I'll be reading this. I'll be like, do these people not have a home? They be staying at bases. These are high school students, by the way, doing all of this, raiding people's houses. But guess what? Their parents are never seen. Like if you said, "Oh man, they killed their family, so that's why he has no family." Wow, that would make sense. They killed his family, and you wouldn't probably feel sad for him because like you didn't feel for his family at all. You never even met his family before, but it would at least make sense on what the family is doing. But the family just doesn't exist. The family legit could be in Alabama and we would never know it because they're never in the plot ever. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe it's my fault for playing like, I mean, for reading manhwas. Because solo leveling, all of these shitty ass manhwas have done like immense damage to the community. And manhwas now, they're just either revenge porn slop fantasies, or to make it even worse, it's either dungeon fantasy where they're all like aura farming and they have all these shadows on them, and every single time they do something, they just wait for their whole friend group to almost get slimed out just to step in there and be like, ha 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 ha. I have all this aura and I'm gonna solo the boss in 1 second. And did we forget what the meaning of aura means? You don't have aura for beating up on a goon. Let me just go on this little rant real quick. When you have aura, it's not because you a level 999. This is like me, right? Let's say I pose a Blox Fruits player and I'm a level 2400 and I see this level 800 at Yeti Island, right? Me, 2400 by the way, he's level 800. I go to Yeti Island, he tries to punch me to defend himself, or he tries to rush at me and anchor. I I tank his shot, and I'm like, huh, you'll never be enough to me. And then I just one shot him. Does that have aura? Me beating on new players? Because that's what all these Manhwas think is cool. It's not cool for you to beat up on a freshy player. It's not cool. It's not cool. I don't care if 4 mercenaries jump up on you because they were evil heroes and they were never to be trusted. And oh my gosh, you go and flex your aura and you're like, I should have known all of you are traitors. And you go and one shot all of them while doing this cool pose over their body. It's not cool. You just one shotted 4 trash players. What real aura is Lee versus Gora. Kakashi versus Zabuza. It's the aura is when you pull up to a fight and you don't know if you're gonna win. You don't know what might happen to you. You don't know if you'll come out this alive, but you still stand there. You still pull up, and you like, I'm finna beat you up. You stand on business, and even if you end up dying, even if you end up losing that fight, I'm not talking about IRL battle. I'm talking about in verse. It's like, oh no, he stood on business. Oh no, he had mad aura. Oh my god, he one of the toughest characters in the verse. He fought with the main. Did you guys see Gora? No, did you guys see my guy versus Madara? That was a fight with aura. He put up to the strongest on the verse. He went toe to toe with him and he died. My guy had hella aura for that fight. That's what aura is. Aura is his Sung Jin Woo pulling up on a dragon, putting his hand on him and saying, huh, you're not even worth my time. Igris, finish him. And then Igris one shot him and he turns into a shadow. That's not aura. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of reading these shitty ass manhwas, bro. Please, just give me something good. Just give me something good for once, bro. It's nothing. You wanna know what I be reading on? Let me give you a little bit of plugs before I end this video. All right, so we've been reading Sixth Degree. I just finished Sixth Degree. The hand jumper is some peak. Tap into hand jumper. The upload schedule isn't consistent. Sometimes he be taking hella breaks, but besides that, it is some gas, bro. You gotta check out hand jumper for sure. Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, that one's peak. The beginning after the end. The Ember Knight and Proof of Dignity, like mother, like daughter. That's all I really been reading right now. But I heard that was peak. And then I'm about to go and start. I'm about to go and start I Dare You, because it's this new webtoon. It has 11 episodes, so I was thinking of waiting until more episodes came out. But besides that, it's been pretty peak. It's been pretty peak. But you want to know what all of those manhwas are? Those are some psychological manhwas. Because you want to know why? The last fighting manga I read, it's some ass. Lookism was peak before. I will give you that. And then eventually it's turned into some fucking slop. Like if I want some eye candy and I want to see some fight scenes happen and I want to turn off my brain, then I'll go and read Lookism. But if I don't want to actually turn off my brain and I want to actually just see some good plot, then I will never read Lookism. And I especially will never read a manhwa where it's a bully revenge manhwa, because it's literally just power fantasy slop where he just goes and aura farms on everybody in the verse until he eventually meets his bully, and then he'll beat him up too, and he just beats up everybody in the verse without a threat, and it's just some ass. And another problem, I forgot to add this, another problem with these bully revenge manhwas is that when they're about to lose, you don't feel as if they're going to lose. You want to know why you don't feel as if they're going to lose? Because it's nothing psychological in it. You might say, oh my gosh, it's a fighting manhwa. It doesn't need psychological elements in it. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because if it's just a fighting manhwa through and through, right? And you have Jacob, if you have Billy and he want to fight Jacob, Billy, every time, since there's nothing psychological in it and everything psychological just faced, it's just a plate. It's literally just a plate. It's nothing deep. It's just a plate floating on water. You're not going to feel any tense emotions. Yeah, he beat up his bully. Yeah, his bully beat him up for 10 years straight. Yeah, his bully made his life living hell. But guess what? I don't care about his bully. I don't have any reason to actually hate his bully because his bully is just a bully, dude. He doesn't have any actual evil tendencies. If this bully was going around killing the entire city, beating everybody up, and actually instilling fear in the viewer, and you over here, you're seeing this bully beat up the entire city, and you're like, oh my God, he's not winning that fight. How is he going to beat that bully? This bully is the devil. Then I'll be like, oh yeah, beat him up, beat him up, beat him up. Also, if you don't have any psychological elements, we're never gonna think that you could lose the fight. Because anytime you're just gonna win the fight, win the fight, win the fight, win the fight. But if your character has some psychological tendencies and you actually could see within his mind and you could actually see what he's thinking mid-fight, you might think, oh my God, there's no way he might win this. He might actually lose. He doesn't believe in himself. He doesn't trust in himself. He has all this trauma. He's gonna lose. And then he either loses, and then it's like, dang, he got all this, he got this much stronger. He still couldn't win. Or he barely pulls through, and you're like, oh my God, yeah. And it's because the villain, he has some lore to him, because they actually went psychological and went deeper into his character. Or the MC, he has some lore to him besides just being revenge porn slop, and you actually care about his character. So if you don't care about the character, the only thing you're gonna care about is eye candy, and you're not gonna care about the plot, the fights, or anything. But y'all manhwas don't understand that. How do you not understand that? I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant. This video is already like 20 minutes long. I'm so sorry, bro. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe. This is not like my usual videos. I never talk about books. I genuinely just, since I'm not home right now, I can't run the usual games that I was gonna play. Like I was planning on playing what game was I gonna play? I don't know, but I wasn't planning on talking about this. I was planning on playing this Roblox game that just came out. But then I tried to play it, and then I was like, oh, I can't run the fucking game. So we're not gonna be playing this game until I'm back home. So goodbye guys. Love you and subscribe.